Is Dr. Nathan Miller from Asbury University, musician, professor, conductor, all of the things.
Yeah, welcome.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
We are glad to have you here. So Asbury has something really cool coming up. The music and the English departments were joining forces to have a public concert that's going to be free. It's going to be December 1st at 7:30 in Hughes Auditorium. So tell us a little bit about this upcoming event.
Yeah, so this event, we call it the Songs of the Season concert, and it combines readings from the English department as well as music from the orchestra, which I conduct, and then the chorale, which Professor Isaac Brooks conducts. And it's a celebration not of a sort of normal Christmas, sort of like tingly, feel-goody, just like kitschy, but it's a real like thoughtful, reflective look into sort of the Advent season. So as we think about all of the arts sort of coming together, this really connects to what Asbury is as a liberal arts university, combining disciplines. So it's a really thoughtful and reflective musical evening.
Love that.
So I like this idea because I cannot get the song Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. Can I get that out of my head?
Yeah, it's a good one.
But you're not going to do that. You're going to do something a little more complex.
Something a little different, a little deeper, a little bit more thoughtful. So the evening, and this year we're kind of thinking about being on the hill, wandering under the stars. So we think about the original Christmas story of the shepherds on the hill, just minding their own business, tending their sheep, and the angel choir comes. In Kentucky, there's a wonderful old Kentucky musician named John Jacob Niles, who lived right down Old Richmond Road, going down to Athens, Boonesboro, right down there at the bottom by Boones Creek. John Jacob Niles lived, and he wrote and collected songs, and he wrote a great Christmas song called I Wonder as I Wander.
Yes, I love that song.
And so he was wandering and wandering literally out under the sky in Kentucky here in our place, and like thinking about this Christmas story, this like really beautiful story of light coming into darkness. And people have been doing that for Christmas forever, right? But in our own place, our own wondering and wandering, how can this be true? Like, what about this story? What about the darkness of my place? How can light come here? And this is like the beautiful thing at this cold, dark time of year that we celebrate a story where light comes into this little place. And it's celebrated with a star and angels. And it's a beautiful bit of contemplation and wonderment. And so we're going to kind of try to capture and recreate that experience of us being on our own hills, wondering and wandering and thinking and reflecting. So
gracious, I'm sold.
I know, right?
What is it? So now you're an Asbury grad. So just how special is it being an Asbury grad and now you're a professor to all of these gifted musicians? Tell us about that.
So it's one of those things you never plan or imagine, or I never planned or imagined how my life would unfold. And so as a student, I never imagined that I would be teaching classes at 8 a.m. as I'm like getting up at 7:55 to rush to my class at 8 a.m. But for me, like, God has worked out things in my life in unexpected sorts of ways. And so that's really beautiful. As I would have around my career, I was the music director for the Salvation Army here in Lexington for a while. So that has connections to the Christmas season. We're very involved in making music in the area during the Christmas season. But all of a sudden I started recognizing that there's some of the gifts God had given me could be used in different ways. So I got my PhD in musicology from the University of Kentucky. And I just had kind of thought, well, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could do something like teach at a place like Asbury? Wouldn't it be great if I could have a role in the lives of students, like faculty had a role in my life, the way they'd invested and poured into me. And then a job in my discipline came up at Asbury right as I was finishing my degree at UK. And I was like, well, I guess I'll apply.
Well, there we go.
You just laid it right there.
Yes.
What inspired this collaboration between the English department and the music department?
So I'd love to take credit for it, but my predecessor, Dr. Ron Holtz, who had done a lot and poured into my life and been a really meaningful mentor to me, like he had this idea with English faculty. And at Asbury is a great place where it's a smaller school, but one of the things that really gets, that you're able to do at a small school is interact between departments. Or at a bigger school, you are like kind of siloed into your own little disciplines. But at a place like Asbury, you can cross discipline. So he, in a conversation with some English faculty, thought about how beautiful it'd be to have a musical performance reflecting on the Christmas season, but also have readings from authors across time and place about the Christmas story and about Christmas in general, and in ways that we don't always expect, thinking again about Advent or how even nature is like goes dark and the sun shines less, and how even creation seems to be longing for light at the Christmas season. And so there's readings from English authors as well as people like Wendell Berry and others that really create this really beautiful evening.
It brings it all together.
So
Yes.
I know folks out there are going to want to know all the details on this. How do they find out more information and get tickets?
So all the information would be on the website. There's no need for tickets. It's an open concert. So our Hughes Auditorium holds 1,300 people, and usually we have about 1,000 people that are here for this event, which is great. So they can find information on the website at asbury.edu, and then the concert's at 7:30 on Friday evening.
Okay.
So not too much to know.
Well, thank you so much, Doc, for stopping by. And you're welcome back anytime. Bring your horn next time.
Yes,
We might have a
I'll
little
do it.